He went from a humble butcher in Turkey to one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. His iconic salt sprinkle turned him into an internet legend, a celebrity magnate, and the owner of a multi-million-dollar restaurant empire. But within just a few short years, that empire is collapsing. His reputation lies in ruins, and the question everyone's asking now is simple. Was Salt Bae ever a true chef, or just a viral meme who believed his own hype? By the way, if you enjoy stories that pull back the curtain on fame and fortune gone wrong, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It helps us bring you even more wild rise and fall stories. Now, let's dive in. Before the fame, before the gold stakes and flashy sunglasses, there was Nusret Gökçe. Born in a poor village in Turkey, he left school at the age of 11 and worked brutal 13-hour shifts in butcher shops just to support his family. Eventually, he scraped together $3,400, money he didn't have, to train properly as a chef. With that gamble, he opened a modest 8-table restaurant in Istanbul. When billionaire Ferit Şahenk noticed Nusret's talent and invested, the brand exploded across the Middle East. But the global turning point didn't come until January 7, 2017. That's the day a simple video of Nusret sprinkling salt, bent elbow, flair, and attitude went viral. The world suddenly knew him by a new name, Salt Bae. Overnight, Salt Bae became a cultural phenomenon. Memes, Halloween costumes, parodies, everyone was imitating the move. But he did something few viral stars manage. He turned that 10-second clip into a worldwide empire. New York, London, Dubai, Miami. Suddenly, his restaurants weren't just places to eat, they were stages. Celebrities flocked to be seen with him. Ronaldo, Leonardo DiCaprio, David Beckham, even Steve Harvey. People didn't just come for the steak. They came to watch Salt Bae perform, to slice the meat, sprinkle the salt, pose for the camera, and turn dinner into a spectacle. And for a moment, it worked. He wasn't just a chef. He was a brand, a lifestyle, an icon. But success can be intoxicating. And for Salt Bae, the taste of fame quickly overpowered the flavor of food. His restaurants became more about Instagram moments than culinary excellence. Gold leaf steaks, ridiculous, shiny slabs, meant more for flexing on social media than satisfying anyone's appetite, became his signature. The prices skyrocketed, but the quality, critics said it plummeted. His New York burger joint was even labeled the worst restaurant in the entire city. One critic joked hospital food tasted better. In London, his steakhouse ranked near the bottom of more than 23,000 restaurants on TripAdvisor. Customers complained of foul-smelling meat, microscopic portions, and bills that could reach $1,800 for a single dinner. But Salt Bae didn't care. To him, the attention was proof he'd made it. "Now everybody wants to be a butcher because of me," he boasted. "Kids want to be Salt Bae. I'm an inspiration." It wasn't confidence anymore. It was ego. December 18th, 2022. The biggest sporting event on Earth, the FIFA World Cup final. Argentina defeats France in a match for the ages. The players are crying, hugging, celebrating. It's their sacred moment. And then, Salt Bae appears. Somehow, he slips past security onto the field, harassing Lionel Messi for a selfie. Messi, clearly uncomfortable, tries to walk away, but Salt Bae grabs him anyway. Then he does the unthinkable. He snatches the actual World Cup trophy out of the player's hands and poses with it, as if he had just won. The backlash was instant and brutal. Social media lit up with outrage. FIFA launched an investigation and banned him from future events. Fans mocked him as the ultimate clout chaser, desperate for relevance. In June 2025, at a Champions League after-party, Salt Bae tried sneaking in again, only to be escorted out like a random fan. Outside, he tried to save face, claiming fans just wanted his autograph. Nobody believed him. The internet laughed. The once untouchable meme was now a walking punchline. Meanwhile, his restaurant empire was crumbling. In early 2025, multiple U.S. branches quietly shut their doors. Las Vegas, Dallas, Beverly Hills, gone. The ones that remained weren't doing much better. His London steakhouse was drowning in bad reviews. His New York burger joint was mocked mercilessly. And critics pointed out the cruel irony. While he flaunted $140,000 dinner bills on Instagram, the food itself was bland, overcooked, and drowned in cheap gold leaf that added nothing but shock value. Customers weren't paying for fine dining. They were paying to be part of a gimmick, and eventually, the gimmick wore off. But bad food wasn't his only problem. Salt Bae seemed addicted to controversy. In 2018, a fiery performance at one of his restaurants went horribly wrong, leaving a young model with third-degree burns over 35% of her body. Salt Bae, he never apologized. He just ignored it. That same year, while Venezuela was in the middle of a devastating food crisis, he hosted President Nicolas Maduro and his wife for a lavish feast, flaunting the videos online. Outrage erupted. Protesters gathered outside his U.S. restaurants. Even U.S. senators condemned him. His response? Delete the videos and move on. Then came the employee stories, and they were damning. Business Insider reported that workers were exploited, forced to sleep in restaurants, and even made to stage fake lines outside to make the place look popular. Staff said tips were withheld. In fact, Salt Bae settled multiple lawsuits over stolen tips, paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars. One manager described him as a god in his own mind, obsessed with Instagram and fame, treating staff like props in his performance. Customers weren't safe either. Some were served cheap cuts passed off as premium. Others got leftover wine. Even halal claims were allegedly faked. Behind the glitz and gold, the empire was rotten. By 2025, Salt Bae wasn't an icon anymore. He was a relic, his restaurants closing one by one, his reputation sinking lower with each scandal, social media moving on to the next trend, leaving him stuck in the past. He didn't fall because he lacked talent. He fell because he mistook virality for a career. He believed a meme could sustain an empire, but memes fade, and when they do, all that's left is the reality behind the performance. For Salt Bae, that reality was arrogance, exploitation, and mediocrity. Salt Bae's story could have been different. He had the work ethic. He had the passion. He even had the world's attention. But instead of turning that into a lasting legacy, a man chasing clout until the clout finally ran out. And maybe that's the real lesson here. In the age of viral fame, success can come overnight, but arrogance can take it all away even faster. So, what do you think? Was Salt Bae destined to fall from the start? Or could he have saved his empire if he'd focused on food instead of fame?